Going on, everybody? We back. Club built Mogol. Got a few things set up here for y'all. Welcome. Saturday morning. We here. Morning stretch. Go ahead and do your stretch for the morning. Wake up. Go take a run. Take a jog around the neighborhood. Apartment complex, special home, wherever you're at. Just, enjoy it. Enjoy life. Enjoy today. Today is a blessing. Today is a blessing, whether you want it to be or not. Oh, man. It's just been a lot going on these past couple weeks. A lot has been happening. I've been going through a lot. You've been going through a lot. The country has been going through a lot. Everybody has just been on edge. And I think it's time to just relax. Come in the Built Mogul channel and just do you. Be you. Get away from all of that judgment and all that just peer pressure, and no one's really telling you to do what's in your best interest. No one's really giving you the insight of what's going to increase your productivity, increase your mental health into a great condition. No one's doing that except for here. We got you. And I just want to say thank you everybody for subscribing. Those that did. We've reached 100. Well, we passed 100. Going to 200, 3, 4, 5. Then we hit 1,000, 10,000, 12, 20. We want to keep this growing. Our interest is you here. We want you to build this channel. We want you to build this network. This is your network. This is your club. Come on. What's your business? Do you do music? Do you do camera work? Do you do acting? Come on. Producing? You like driving cars? You like parasailing? You like riding on boats? Tell us what is your niche. We want to see it. We want to feel it, man. Thank you so much, everyone who's subscribed, liked the videos, commented on the videos, added in your perspectives, showed your viewpoints, and all of it is welcome. No one is judged. No one is ridiculed here. Just share your thoughts. And guess what? If you're wrong, you're wrong. Be okay with that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm going to be okay with that. I'm going to admit when I'm wrong. I'm going to admit where I may have missed something or misunderstood something. It's not an issue. What are we doing if we don't grow? What if we don't better ourselves? What are we doing? Like it's really no point. But yeah, man, 100 subscribers. Appreciate it. Thank you. We keep going. We want to hit 1,000. Pretty soon, like I said, we're going to start doing shout outs. We're going to start doing contests. Those that subscribe early, you're already going to get a discount on the store when we launch. You're already going to get some perks for memberships, discounts, get you some gear, get you some promotion, some free promotion. Yeah. Appreciate it, everyone. We're gonna do this live stream just to, show appreciation for everyone that's been here and those that want to join in for more. We're gonna go over a few topics here, but first I want you to take a breath. Then once you take that breath, I want you to think about everybody and everything that you love in this world. even yourself, even if it's just you. Think about that for a second. Now think about how you can strengthen that. How can I strengthen my relationship with the things I love? How can I better myself with the things I love? What can I do with that? That's what I want. You know, how can I grow? How can I grow? Do I need to network more? Do I need to exercise more? Do I need to work more on my own craft? Do I need to go help somebody else with their craft? Should I be more assistive to others? Do I have the resources to be that? Ask yourself those questions. Then I want you to create a plan. I want you to write down, either on your iPhone, write down a piece of paper, whatever you can do. Write down a plan to get to those improvements that you want, to get to that level. What am I going to do to get there? Because talking is one thing. We can talk all day. But what are you doing? How are you growing? How are you bettering yourself? Get it done. Because, you know, who else is going to do it for you? we can only do so much here at the Built Mogul Club, Built Mogul. I wasn't called a Built Mogul Club, but there's a Mogul Club already out. And it's like a real estate company. I might hit them up, see if they want to, you know, sponsor with the Mogul Club. But, you know, we're Club Built Mogul over here. We're focused on your mental health. Your financial health, too, is important. We're going to be talking about a few things with the country, the economy. If you've been watching, we were covering, you know, the state of the dollar. Where is that? Are we looking at a massive crisis on our hands? That's the focus. We also cover, you know, stories in music, entertainment, sports, things like that. You know, that's the plan. We got to focus on other things that are affecting our immediate situation, even if it's outside, you know, because it can affect us. It can. But yeah. We're gonna go right to it. We're gonna get right into it. Be sure to check out the Still Collective and check out my K-Bar. Go ahead and get your skincare products, your natural skincare products. You know, it's important. Take care of yourself. That's the first step. That is the first step. And guess what? You're gonna thank me for it. You're gonna thank yourself for taking that first step. You're gonna thank yourself. Go ahead and get that. It says they're on vacation till the 6th. Oh yeah, they did take a vacation. I remember they're going. But hey, you can still put in your order. Still put in your order. Get that done. Nothing wrong there with doing that. We still got the Kendrick and Drake beef to cover, part 3. I think we were on this slide. We got quite a few slides to go. We're gonna finish that probably sometime next week. Probably Tuesday. We'll do that. Cover the rest of that. Oh man. This is a crucial part of getting things in order here. It's Still Collective. We got to cover their forums. They got different stuff that they got stuff they just posted. Yeah, they're probably gonna post something soon. Go ahead and subscribe to them as well. If you ain't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Come on. We're building up here. You see we hit 100 subscribers. Come on, be 101, be 102, be number 200, 300. Come on. We're going to build this up, and we're going to give it right back to you. That's the goal. That's the plan. Oh, man, look. I had a rough week, y'all. It's winding down. Hope y'all week went okay, too. I hope so. And it's been a lot of well, before we go into this, actually, let me bring this up before we go into this, because there's been a lot of talk since that Juneteenth Kendrick concert. It's been a lot of talk, and honestly, it's actually kind of funny because we were just touching on a bit of what was going on. Seems like there's some people that are upset because they weren't represented enough at the concert, right? Got you right here, fellas, ladies, fellas. Got you right here. And a couple people are covering this story, but we're going to get right into it, to the real of what's going on. Here we go.
The Mexican people were underrepresented there last night.
I feel it. I can see that.
I can see that too, man, but...
And a lot of people are telling me that I sound like bitter or something. Like, I'm not a rapper, fool. I'm not tripping about not being on stage.
You are bitter. You're very bitter. Listen to you. You have no representation of anybody that was on that stage. Any black, any American. You have just your buddies, and you're bringing this up. No one asked you to talk about it. No one asked you to bring it up. You're doing this. That's bitterness.
Saying like, oh, Jeezy performed, I think, last night.
Yeah.
Did he?
That would have been nice if he would have been on stage.
That's all you care about is some Mexicans performing. All you care about is you being represented in a place where it's not about you. It's not about your people. Y'all have so many other ways to represent yourselves and show yourselves, especially in this country. Cinco de Mayo, all bunch of other different Mexican holidays. I think they got Latino Heritage Month and stuff like that. You can represent yourself there. Like, there's so many other ways to represent yourself. Why do you want to take away Juneteenth and be represented there too? Why? Is it because you don't want someone else getting the shine? Or we're going to get into that, actually, because if they really were interested in being represented, they would have came at a different angle about this.
Now, maybe the young legend had something to do, so he dipped.
Right, because all the artists that did perform were up there.
Facts.
I respect it.
So what are you mad at now? You got an artist that was up there. One artist that was supposed to be there probably didn't even show up. And again, it's not your day. It's Kendrick's day. And who he wants to be up there. What are you mad at now? What are you upset about?
Who was up there? I can't keep count.
There was a lot of people that went, but I think Jeezy was the only
person that didn't pop out.
Think about his name. His name is Jeezy. OT, Mexican OT. Look at all these names that you're coming out with. That's very similar to the names that we created here in hip hop. And you want to come in and take those names. Jeezy, Young Jeezy. Okay? Really? Mexican OT, ODB. Come on now. Like, what are we doing here? OG Bobby Johnson. Like, we got all the reason to say, hey, look, sit your bald-headed, cap-wearing, not appreciating of your own culture. You have your own culture to run to. Do your stuff that y'all like to do. line dancing. That's y'all's culture. Go do that. But you don't want to do that. Why? You want to be over here with us. You want to show that you're not like that. You're not pushing that narrative and pushing that culture. For some reason, that's what you want to show right now. But when it comes to police brutality, when it comes to racism, when it comes to reparations, when it comes to the other things black people are struggling and fighting for, you don't want to be part of that. We're going to talk about that too.
Or were you gonna say he's the only Mexican that performed?
Both.
Did he perform? Was he supposed to perform?
He did perform, yeah.
Oh, he did?
And I didn't see him perform because I caught it late.
I saw
but
the clip.
I saw
I didn't even see that clip.
a
What the
picture
fuck?
of someone posting that he performed.
Do you think it had something to do with it being Juneteenth?
I don't understand.
He said, "I don't understand." See, this is the problem here. This is the problem here. I gotta take my glasses off for this, y'all. Oh, how many of y'all out there? How many Mexicans, Latinos, Hispanics? Much respect to you. I know you don't associate with this type of idiocracy. I know you don't associate with this type of level of racism that this man right here, the guy in the cap, he actually saved himself. He actually just saved himself. He said, "Do you think it has anything to do with Juneteenth?" Because he knows that it does. This is Juneteenth. This was the day for revolution to celebrate. A revolutionized people. We are a revolutionized people. We were not supposed to be here. You understand that? We actually paved the way for y'all to be here and come here. That's what's actually happening. And you know why we did that? I'll tell you why in a second.
I thought Juneteenth was like on the 16th or something like that. It's on June 19th.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, I keep pausing it because it's so cringe. You thought Juneteenth was on the 16th? I'm not going to be as upset as I probably should be about that because, number one, you're showing that you know nothing about Juneteenth. Number two, you're showing that you don't care about what day Juneteenth's on. It is a week later. It is over a week later, and you've been able to see all the Juneteenth banners. When the 19th, when it was happening, you were able to see people celebrating. You were able to see all that. You dismissed all of that, and then come here on this show a week later to say, "Oh, I thought it was on the 16th." Are you slow? Who is this guy? Who is this guy? And why does he have a talk show? Why does he have a voice? That's what I want to know.
It was Juneteenth yesterday.
Yeah, it was Juneteenth. Facts.
I respect it.
Do you think that had something to do with it?
Has something to do with what? The fact that they threw the show that day? Or that there was no Mexicans on stage?
There you go.
What? How about both? Okay. How about both? How about it has something to do with both? Okay. And it's not even about no Mexicans on stage. No one said, hey, we got no Mex. No, we only have time for the people that we want to be represented on Juneteenth. For Juneteenth, by Juneteenth, it is Juneteenth. Okay? American freedom. Not Mexican freedom. Not Latino freedom. Not Hispanic freedom. You all fought to be separated from us. You fought the government. You went to the Supreme Court to be considered white. That's where you went. That's where your people went to. I'm sorry. Do you want me to bring it up? Do you want me to show it? You don't believe me? You don't believe me? What does it say? In a case called Hernandez versus Texas, the court recognized that Latinos were subject to discrimination based on their ethnicity. The court concluded that although Latinos were considered white under Jim Crow regimes, they were covered by the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. Why are you considered white? When did Hispanics become a race? The term Hispanic was adopted by the United States in the early 70s. The 70s. You just became a race in this country, and it's not even a real race. You're not even a real race. Hispanic means you just come from a Spanish-speaking country. That's all the Hispanic means. Actually, take that back. It just means you speak Spanish. That's all Hispanic means. It's an ethnicity, not a race. Boom. It can be of any race. But you fought to be called whites. You fought for that whitehood. You didn't want to be considered black. And we're going to get into that too as well, because we also have the Black Seminole Indians. Oh yeah, we gonna go deep in here. We go deep. We gonna show you exactly who you are, whether you like it or not. Come on, B. Let's finish this video.
Do you think it was supposed to be like?
First of all, let me start off by saying congratulations to Kendrick Lamar and all of the wonderful individuals that.
Okay. First of all, you didn't start out like that. You did not start out like that. You didn't. This is not first of all. This is like 10th of all, 12th of all. You didn't start out saying this. So why are you saying? Oh, you realize how dumb you sound? Did you just realize the type of buffoonery that came out your mouth? I think you did, y'all. What y'all think? Say in the comments.
Hell yeah, shut him up.
So I'm not trying to go racial with it, but I will say,
Oh, we're just picking each other brains apart.
although it was Juneteenth, and I
What do you mean? Although it was Juneteenth, what?
I believe that's in remembrance of the massacre. I don't want to be wrong, but is it in Tulsa or in Selma?
I don't.
Whoa. Slow your roll, big fella, big jelly roll, bald headed fella. Slow your rolls, bruh. Your chin rolls, your back rolls, your neck rolls, all of that shit. Slow them down. Okay, I would say comb your beard, but you ain't got one because that neck, that damn turkey neck goddamn took over. But yo, chill out, B. You don't know what you talking about, bruh. You don't know what you talking about. Juneteenth is not about Tulsa. It's not about the many other riots, and we should have a holiday for that. We should have a holiday for Tulsa. We should have a holiday for Wilmington, North Carolina. We should have a holiday for Asheville, North Carolina. We should have a holiday for Bruce's Beach. We should have a holiday for all of the places that were destroyed and slaughtered, and all the people that were killed and displaced and injured and hurt and just lost everything during those times. You should have a holiday. It's worth it. I know. But this isn't that. We're working on it, and we're working to that. But this isn't that. And you need to slow your roll because you don't know what you're talking about.
I don't even know.
Or a place over there? I could be wrong, and I hate to be wrong, but I know
You're very wrong. You should hate yourself right now.
it's in remembrance of a massacre that took place.
That's like me saying Cinco de Mayo is in remembrance to El Chapo being locked up, and then the people that El Chapo took out in his reign at the cartel and doing all. That's like me saying that. Oh, yeah, Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, that's for El Chapo. You know, he finally got locked up, and all the terror that he bestowed on the Mexican people. Yeah, we're celebrating that he's locked. Like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Just disrespectful, bruh. Don't even know.
Place, right?
And you had a whole week. Well, I think this was scheduled the day after the show, maybe 1 or 2 days after the show. But still, The 19th I already passed. So you should have been known what day it was, what was going on, what we celebrate Juneteenth for. I did a video on Juneteenth, what it's celebrated for. Many other people did a video on Juneteenth, what it's celebrated for. But you fix your bumpkin. I ain't gonna roast them right now. You fix your lips to say this. It's crazy.
I'd like to say that the Mexican people have been persecuted in this wonderful land for long.
What? Let me let you know something. You weren't persecuted because you were Mexican in this country. You were persecuted because you were seen as mulatto. You were seen as not white. And in many cases, you are still seen as not white by the white individual that runs this country in the dominant society form of aspect of things. Not all white people do that. And honestly, you guys can blend in better than a lot of black people. Actually, all black people. You can blend in a lot better. You really can. And hey, that by all means, if that's what you want to do, hey, I can't stop you from doing that. But don't come here and say you face the same prosecution and the same terrors and the same trauma as black people of this nation. You have not, sir. Your people have not. And you have a country you can go to. You have a country you can go to that represents you, that protects you, that defends you, that will call for you. If you commit a crime and you're not from here and you're from Mexico and you're a legal immigrant, you commit a crime here in America, you don't get to spend jail here. You go back to Mexico. We got to be here and still face that same prosecution. So don't come here with that bullshit. Don't come here with that bullshit.
Long time.
Mm-hmm.
Sir,
Like, what? Did he finish it? He's still talking. Okay. I think that's it.
a lot of black Americans are saying
What
is
does
that,
he
yeah,
say?
we cool with all that. We're not doing that no more. We're not co-signing everybody no more. That's just not happening.
Yeah, we been stopped doing that, Phil. We been stopped doing that. But yeah, man. That's unfortunate that these people are allowed to literally disrespect themselves, not even just us as black Americans, themselves, because a lot of the speculation, I don't even want to say speculation, a lot of the facts point to that a lot of you Mexicans and Hispanics and whatever you want to call yourselves, yeah, you're black. You got black in you somewhere, somehow, some way, somehow. Now, whether that black is from Africa or parts of Africa or from here in America. But we're going to talk about from here in America. We're going to talk about the Black Seminole Indians, known as the American Indian Blacks. Okay? These, hold on, let me make sure. Here it is. Boom. Yep. So, Black Seminole Indians, sometimes known as American Indian Blacks. Black, I'm going to try to get this right, Muscogals or Seminole freedmen emerged as a distinct ethnic group in the 17th century Florida. During the early part of that century, the Spanish crown, which controlled Florida, gave land to a group of lower Creeks hoping to form a buffer zone between themselves and the English settlers in Georgia and the Carolinas. Over time, the Creeks were joined by other bands such as whoever and the Apalachicolas. So these are black Indians that were given land, probably where the reserves are, but out there in Florida, to buffer themselves from Georgia and the Carolinas. By 1822, this confederation had adopted the name Seminole and numbered close to 5,000 members. Through the history of Spanish Florida, the Crown had also offered asylum to runaway slaves, Maroons from that English colony. Entire free communities of blacks existed under Spanish rule. So look, you have black people that existed under Spanish rule. So they probably spoke Spanish, and they were Hispanic. In today's sense, they were Hispanic, but they had black skin. When Spanish surrendered Florida to Britain in 1763, the policy of legal manumission ended, but the area reputation as sanctuary persisted. Runaways turned to the Seminoles for protection and asylum for slave hunters. So now they started enslaving. So then they started coming back and enslaving them again. Crazy. Crazy. These aren't Mexican people. These are black Indians who speak Spanish who are being persecuted because of the color of their skin. Not the color of his skin. Not the color of him. They didn't look like this. Okay? To give a more accurate depiction of what they look like, this is what they look like. This is what they look like. This is a more accurate depiction of what black Seminoles look like. Right here. Notice the coloring. Go look at some Mexican cloth and apparel and their their heritage and look at the clothing. Very similar. Very similar. Come on now. We're going to get y'all right. Seminole, although considered slaves by the Seminoles, blacks fought life a great deal more tolerable under their new, wait, what? Lenient Spanish slaves? Yeah, right. See, they be telling you dumb shit like this. What is a lenient Spanish slave system? Get the fuck out of here. Seminoles in Florida often refused to sell their slaves or turn them over to slave hunters or other Indians without being coerced. Typically, Maroons live in separate communities next to the Seminoles with their own leaders and political system. They were allowed to own weapons and had control over their labor. Their culture largely reflected a mixture of Seminole, African, and white customs. This article is crazy. The most formal obligation that existed between the two groups was the payment of annual tribute, usually percentage of slaves' crop. Seminoles barred the majority of blacks from becoming full members in their clans. So, they were treated so nicely here. They were treated with a lenient slave system, but they were barred from even becoming part of the group. They weren't even full members. Basically 3/5 of a person. But in certain states, they did extend membership with special status to such black leaders. Juan Caballo, he was a black leader. John Kibitz. These are your Hispanics right here. These are your Hispanics right here. You got a picture of them? They don't got a picture of them. Let's go back. Can we get a picture of him? John Kibitz. John Kibitz. Can we get a picture of John? That's not him. That's not him. Let's see here. Probably not, because it was so far long ago. We don't have a Seminole Nation, John Kibitz. There he goes. There's his documents. But yeah, he was a black man. Black Seminole Nation. Just so y'all see. Intermarriage between two ethnic groups occurred, but on a limited basis. Studies also suggest that unlike Seminoles, the majority of black Seminoles practiced monogamy, of course. Although they did not have tribal membership, black Seminoles played a key role in both political and military matters. The Seminoles began to rely on the Maroons with their knowledge of English and interpreters and intermediaries in negotiations with whites. When negotiations broke down, black Seminoles were ruled to be especially fierce warriors since they fought not only for the Seminoles' freedom, but for their own. During the Seminole Wars of the early 19th centuries, Maroons and Seminoles in separate units fought the United States Army in an attempt to resist relocation to the West. They lost this battle. Both contemporaries and historians attribute much to the persistence of the struggle of the Maroons' contributions as fighters, guides, and spies. Despite the efforts of both groups, the end of the wars meant the loss of their homelands, and for many blacks captured during the hostiles and returned to slavery in the United States. For black Seminoles, removal also meant the beginning of disperse of their people to Oklahoma, Mexico, and Texas. Now, we're not going to read this whole thing. It basically tells you certain people that moved and that migrated. But yeah, these are in the 1800s. All right. So that means a lot of you Mexicans, a lot of you Hispanic, so-called Latinos, you do have some black in you from this country. These from many years of intermarriage and mixed racing. Now, I'm not a colorist. I'm not, but I'm just going to go ahead and just let you all know. Even if you have a bit of black in you, you can still pass for white. All of y'all can pass for white. Every last one of y'all, all three of y'all can pass for white in this country. So don't tell me you faced prosecution and did all of that when you don't even acknowledge, you don't even want to acknowledge this. You didn't even bring this up. You could have brought this up and said, hey, Juneteenth, there's a lot of Mexicans, a lot of Hispanics that have ties to slavery. That's what you could have said. And we celebrate it too. That's what you could have said. But no, you were worried about Mexicans performing at a freaking concert. Y'all gonna get the raw out of me. Y'all gonna get the raw Garrzann, and it's not gonna be pretty. It's just not gonna be pretty. I'm sorry. Oh man, what y'all think? Do y'all think that he should have even brought this up? Because he didn't know nothing about this, and you know, it's sad that certain people they just want the clout. They just want to chase the clout and just don't care about anything else, trash everything else. But we're people here too. We will be respected. You know, there are ways to show that respect, better ways. And I know he probably didn't mean it the way it came out. He probably didn't mean it like that. But dog, what you did was racist. It was undermining our culture, undermining us. And we gave so much to this country, so much to this earth, to this whole entire globe. And yet we have people that just don't even want to let us have that. You don't even want us to let us have the little bit of success that we had in music, hip hop. You're already trying to take hip hop. Fat Joe and Busta Rhymes and all them trying to say that Hispanics and Latinos created hip hop when we know that's not true. We know that it was us. We were the only ones that supported it. They tried to fight to get rid of hip hop and suppress it. And we stood strong on 10. So we don't want to hear it. We don't. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. Not in 2024 or ever again, because we gave so long for that, you know, coalition. We gave so long. We gave 40, 50 years for the coalition. Maybe longer than that. And look where it's gotten us. Undermined it, pushed out the way, said we didn't do this, didn't do that. And now we're here. Now we're saying no more. And now you're upset because Kendrick didn't bring the people on stage that he actually invited them, but they didn't make it. And now you're mad because you feel underrepresented. And the real underrepresentation is this. This is the real underrepresentation. The black Seminoles, the black people that were enslaved in this country that were forced to either be a slave or move to Mexico or Texas. That's what they were told to do, made to do. And you didn't even bring that up. You didn't even make that known. If y'all want to go check out the rest of this article, it's the history, Texas history. I'm surprised they're actually teaching this. But there are some lies in here like this. Lenient Spanish slaves. What is a lenient slave system? Somebody tell me what a lenient slave system is. Can somebody tell me that? I'm lost. I am lost. Oh, man. But yeah, this was a pivotal moment in our history. Lots of loss, lots of life that's been lost, and land that's been lost. And it's sad that you have people here that just don't care. All they care about is chasing the clout, getting the attention they want, and saying inflammatory things that aren't true to try and stir up controversy. We're not here to do that. We're not here for that, man. That's it's unfortunate, but you know, some people need to make other people miserable to make themselves feel better. And that's the ultimate sad right there. I don't even know how how we're making it in 2024, y'all. Man, ain't it crazy that for so long as a black community, we've been told we're violent, we've been told we're emotional, we've been told our music is the worst and it's making us all these ways and it's doing all this to us. We've been just attacked at every corner, at every angle that you can think of when it comes to the things we create, whether it be music, movies, art, anything, business. They want to attack us. They want to. But as soon as we get the light, as soon as we get some type of just fresh air and we have our time to celebrate and to love each other and to come together on stage, they want that spotlight. They want it. They want to take it from us. And they're mad about it. And it's like, what do you do? What do you do? I tell you what I'm going to do. Put that one finger up, that middle finger right up to their face and laugh. That's what you got to do. You got to laugh at them, man. Like, before you know it, they're going to be wanting to be in basketball. They're going to be wanting to take over that. Oh, we don't got enough people to do. And as you know, what happened with the NBA draft? What happened? Who were the first draft of the NBA? Look at these. Look at this school. France. Serbia. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got players coming in from all over the world now. Pretty soon you're going to see Mexico. You're going to see Russia. You're going to see all types of different countries. Now, that's okay. It's okay right now. It seems like, yeah, cool. But when they start taking it all over, how many more opportunities you're going to see for Black American men and Black American women represented? Are we going to complain that we're not getting the drafts that we want? Should we start complaining now? Because, you know, the first 6 picks or the first 25 picks had 6 players from other countries, and we didn't even go into the 2nd round, 3rd round, 4th round. Should we start complaining? Huh? Should we start doing that? Should we start bringing attention? Should we? Like, I want to know. Should we say, hey, what about my sons? You know, they've had dreams to play in the NBA, and we're underrepresented now in the NBA. They don't want us here. They don't want us playing sports anymore. They don't like us. Like, what? It's crazy. It's a crazy world, but, you know, maybe we should. We don't usually do the tactics of white supremacy, or in this case, Hispanic supremacy, wanting to take over people's spaces. But maybe we should. Maybe we should take over, because we do it better anyway. Oh, man. Oh, man. You see how that sounds, right? We do it better. Nah, we do it our own way. You have your own. You got your own holidays to celebrate over here, Mexican podcaster. We don't even know your name, but you got your own holidays. You got your own celebration. You got your own country. Please, man, just step down. Don't do this to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. I promise you it's not worth it. Promise you. But yeah, man, that's a just
most people.
Whoever has anything to say about this, please leave a comment. I want to open up the telephone lines so I can get some people in here. Pretty soon we're going to be doing that, but you know, right now I just gotta give my opinion on it, my take. And it's not even my take, it's the facts. I'm not even giving, if you want me to give my take on it, honestly, my opinion is whatever show this is, it needs to be revised, probably taken down, because this is Exhibit A racism. You're undermining an entire group of people, and you're putting your people on a pedestal, saying that, oh, we should be represented here, and you're not even acknowledging that your actual people that need to be represented there actually have ancestors and actually have ties to the black struggle. You're not even acknowledging that your ties to slavery. You didn't even know Juneteenth was for slavery, was for the quote unquote freedom of slavery, and we went over that. They didn't even want to free the slaves. Abraham Lincoln did not want to free the slaves. In actuality, if y'all want to know something, another fun fact, Mexican president the Mexican president that ended slavery, Andres Manuel Lopez. Oh no. Wait, what? Who is this? That's not him. What was the Mexican president that ended slavery? Sorry about y'all. Wow. That's crazy. They won't even bring his name. Guadalupe. This was before. Is this it? Yes, this is it. Ended slavery in Mexico. And we'll get into that. I want to cover that story. So you could have brought this up. This is his name, Vincent Guerrero. Yeah, here he is. Before Abraham Lincoln. Now, where are you? Where are the people that say, oh, white people fought to end slavery? They're the only people that fought to end slavery. Where are y'all at? Because here, this was abolished in 1829, 40 years before, almost 40 years before Abraham Lincoln. And Abraham Lincoln didn't even want to free the slaves. He didn't even want to do it. Vincent Guerrero, this was the man that ended slavery. Does this look, what does this look like to you? What kind of hair is that? Is that long and narrow and thin? No, it's curly and thick. Who has hair like that, y'all? We're going to get into that. We're going to jump into that. We have to unravel the truth here. We can't just sit here and listen to clowns like this.
Perform because I caught it late.
I saw the clip.
I saw
I didn't even see that clip.
a
What the
picture
fuck?
of someone posting that he performed.
Do you think it had something to do with it being Juneteenth?
I don't understand. I thought Juneteenth was like on the 16th or something like that. It's on June 19th.
Listen
It was
to this
Juneteenth.
fool.
Yesterday.
Yeah, it was Juneteenth.
Listen to this
I
fool.
respect it.
Do you think that had something to do with it?
Has something to do with what? The fact that they threw the show that day? Or that there was no Mexicans on stage?
There you go. Do you
Listen
think it
to
was
this
supposed
fool.
be like,
First of all, let me start off by saying congratulations to
Listen
Kendrick
to him,
Lamar and
listen
all
to
of the
him.
wonderful individuals that performed last night.
Hell yeah, shut him up.
So I'm not trying to go racial with it, but I will say,
we're just picking each other brains apart.
although it was Juneteenth,
Listen to
and
him.
I believe that's in
Ignorant.
remembrance of the massacre. I don't want to be wrong, but is it in Tulsa?
You were wrong to start with. It's not. It's nothing to do with it's the massacre of 400 years of slavery. And you could have brought up 300 years of slavery from your massacre, from your own country. Sorry, I done got all worked up and forgot where I was at. Okay. But yeah, you could have went into that, but you didn't. You did not. You did not. You could have went into Vincent Guerrero, the president of Mexico that abolished slavery first, before Abraham Lincoln. You could have said that and said, hey, you know what? Next Juneteenth, I'm going to throw me a Juneteenth celebration. I'm going to throw me a Juneteenth celebration and show what is the real, what is the truth. But no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You just want your people to be on stage. You just want your favorite rapper to perform at Kendrick's concert on Juneteenth. Yeah, man. We're gonna cover more into this. We're gonna dive deeper into it. But we gotta get to this next quick video and then wrap it up here for y'all. Make sure you stretch. Do your morning stretch. But yeah, man. Let's look at some things going on in the country, because we talk about slavery, we talk about Juneteenth, we talk about the presidency, we talk about all of this. But where are we actually at with this debt ceiling that's becoming increasingly more difficult to get rid of? Where are we actually at, people?
From the start that today's video is not a happy video. Like, the topic is not joyous and happy. I mean, you'll see. So I'm here to tell you, and I want to give you the truth, that the debt crisis will destroy the United States of America. And the newest data shows, and it confirms, that the situation is getting worse. And not only is the situation getting worse, it's degrading at an accelerated rate. And I will show you. In February, the government was predicting that the federal government would overspend by $1.69 trillion this year in 2024, which means that the federal government would have to borrow an additional $1.69 trillion. So this is coming from the Congressional Budget Office, the CBO.
1.69 trillion. Let's go back to that. $1.69 trillion.
Congressional Budget Office.
So if you want to break that down, because they say 1.69 trillion, 1 trillion is 1,000 billions. Y'all understand that, right? 1 trillion is 1,000 billion dollars. That's 1 trillion. 1 billion is 1,000 million dollars. Pretty sure most of you know this. This is just to break it down. So we can go ahead and say, if you take $1 trillion and instead of having to pay that back as a debt, interest owed, and put that into the country, every year that they do that, we could improve the infrastructure of our country tenfold by the time 2 years has passed, 3 years has passed. So just keep that in mind. They're literally running the country into the ground, and I think they're doing it on purpose.
The CBO. Now, the news report by the CBO was issued in June, and they updated their projections. So the CBO is now projecting that they're going to overspend by 1.9 trillion, which is more than 200 billion more than they thought about 4 months ago. As you can see, the federal government will collect $4.9 trillion in taxes this year, and they will spend $6.8 trillion, which is a deficit of $1.9 trillion, which means that...
So think about it. They're spending $6.8 trillion after getting $4.9 trillion. How much of that do you think is going to the American people? Just a guess. Just take a guess. Keep that number in your head. Keep that number in your head.
They'll have to borrow that amount this year. The CBO says that one of the largest reasons for the change in their estimates is because of the taxpayer money that we need to give to Ukraine, Israel, and countries in the Indo-Pacific. Additionally, more money needs to be spent than originally thought for...
Look at this.
...give to Ukraine.
Says federal outlays in 2024 total 6.8 trillion or 23.9% of the GDP. That's a quarter of the GDP. Adjusted to exclude the effects of shifts of the timing of certain payments, they amount to 6.9 trillion, 24.2% of the GDP. So you multiply that the GDP is if you multiply that, 24 times 4 would be 100. 25 times 4 is 100. So we just go ahead and round this up to 100. We'll round it up to 7 trillion. Multiply it by 4. You're looking at about $28 trillion is our GDP, roughly 28 to 20 to 30 trillion is our GDP. With such adjustment, outlays equal 23.5% of GDP in 2025, stay close to that level through 2028, and then increase to 24.9% of GDP by 2034. The main reasons for that increase are growth in spending and programs that benefit older people and rising net interest costs. Revenues total 4.9 trillion, or 17% of GDP in 2024. They rise to 18% by GDP of 2027. Sphere larger than okay, here it is. The largest contributor to the cumulative increase was the incorporation recently enacted legislation to CBO baseline, which added 1.6 trillion to projected deficits. That legislation included emergency supplemental appropriations that provided 95 billion aid to Ukraine, Israel, and countries into the Indo-Pacific region. By law, the funding continues future years. So they're basically giving them $1 trillion to these countries. How much do we spend on Medicare each year? Let's see. Medicare spending. Medicare payments each year, not even $1 trillion. Not even nearly as much. Let's see Social Security, which we all pay into these, right? Social Security is around that much. Around that much is paid out of Social Security. So the same amount, a little bit more, just a tiny bit more, because it's 1.6 trillion to 1.5 trillion. So an extra what? An extra 100 billion is sent overseas. Because it's 0.6, yeah, it's 100 billion. An extra 100 billion is sent overseas, and it shows right here, 95 billion, shows right there. So, do we even have a country?
Israel and countries in the Indo-Pacific. Additionally, more money needs to be spent than originally thought for $70 billion of taxpayer money to the banking sector for the FDIC to rescue failing banks.
Let's look at that. Banks that are failing, they're spending $70 billion, giving it to them, and saying, "Hey, you don't need to fail. We'll bail you out. We'll pay for you. But what about your business? What are they coming to you and say, "Hey, is your business doing okay? Here's some money to keep your business afloat." Are they doing that? No. They don't give a dang about you, about us. They're literally, the banking sector literally takes our money and loans it out to everybody else, and doesn't get and they collect interest on those loans and make billions of dollars, and they still need help. They're making all the money, but they're the ones that need the help. We're just out of luck, I guess.
So in other words, our taxpayer money to bail out.
We don't even matter. Our money is paying them to bail out these banks, but you're not even thanking us for being able to pay our taxes and paying our taxes on time. You're not even saying, "Hey, appreciate you paying your taxes. Here's $10 billion so that you can distribute it evenly around the people making under $250K a year." If you're making under $250K a year, hey, we have a stimulus package for you. We have a bailout for you. No, they don't do that. They say, fuck you. We send that money overseas. We'll send that money to the military. We'll send that money anywhere else. Bail out the airlines. Bail out the banking sector. Why? When we the ones that pay taxes, if you pay that to us and we pay our taxes, you wouldn't need to bail out the companies. You wouldn't need to bail out the banking sectors, because we would go and spend money and spend more money and give it to them, and they wouldn't even need that. There's no such thing as a trickle-down effect. So anytime you hear that, it's a lie.
The banks again. And over $100 billion more than expected for targeted student loan forgiveness.
Oh, whoops. Oh, dang it. Hold on.
So listen, if the government is going to tax us more, then we should at least, at a bare minimum, receive more services, more goods in exchange.
We don't.
But that's not happening because our taxpayer money is going to other countries.
Yep.
It's going to the banks.
Yep.
And it's going to pay for other people's student loans.
And we don't even know if it's going to do that. We don't even know if this last one is going to happen. They do so much to mitigate how much money gets sent out for student loans that we don't even know. We have no clue. So I can't even bank on that.
Up with this, but I'll tell you this, we have bigger issues. The bigger issue is that our government is driving our country deeper into national debt, and it will destroy our country. So let me show you how bad the situation is right now. Our federal government is in debt today for over $34 trillion. The government owes that money to other countries, institutions, investors, etc. Now the government borrowed this money and they have to pay interest on this money that they borrowed. And the government now has a mountain of debt, and that's a problem because the interest payments are getting very expensive. So this year in 2024, I want you to take a look. The U.S. federal government will spend more money.
Let's take a look at this chart here, y'all. Let's take a look here. Pause it real quick because he just highlights certain stuff. We want to look at everything, okay? We want to see it all. See it all. So let's take a look here. At the top, we have individual taxes. This is in the billions of dollars, okay? So 17.3 billion average percentage of GDP is revenues from taxes, payroll. So our taxes basically are responsible for about a little bit less than a fourth of the GDP, percentage of the GDP. Interesting. So these are the actual numbers. And these are in billions. So we're expected to be paying more. Think about it. We're expected to double the amount we pay in taxes. The amount we're paying now in taxes is expected to double by the time 2034 arrives. And I know that's not exactly double, but exactly double would be about 8.8. But 7.4 is pretty much doubled. We're pretty much doubling that in 10 years. Think about that. You're going to be paying a lot more. And guess what? The debt's going to keep going up. Even though we're paying more. We're paying more. We're paying double. But they're still spending more. They're not going to stop. This is another percentage of GDP going up. Everything is going up. Look at that. Look at the increase. Medicare. You'll be paying more for Medicare. You'll be paying more for Social Security programs, other health programs, Medicaid. You're going to be paying more for all of this. So it's not just, that's why I say double, because this is still going to count. Look at this. And look, this is how much we're going to spend on defense and other means. Like, where is this money coming from if we're going to be in $50 trillion in debt, debt held by the public in each period? We're going to be $50 trillion in debt. It's going to double. Like I said, it's going to freaking double. Those are the projections.
On interest payments, the national defense.
This is with the interest that we're paying. We'll be paying $50 trillion back. So where are your reparations going to come from? Where are they going to come from? That's why they keep selling no. They keep telling you no. You come in here asking for money from someone who's broke. You're asking for money from someone who purposely broke themselves so they can't give it to you. Who purposely do it. But they print money every day or whenever they feel like it. whenever they need it. They make money for room whenever they want to make money for. Clearly, you went into $50 trillion into debt. You clearly didn't have an issue with paying and buying shit and paying for shit and asking other people for money and taking money. Yeah, it is getting ugly in this country.
$892 billion in interest payments and $849 billion for defense. Next year, the government will spend more money on interest payments than on Medicare. So just think about it logically. As the government goes deeper into debt, a larger percentage of their budget will need to be spent on interest payments. You know, you could just think of it like a person in credit card debt that keeps going deeper and deeper into debt. And the interest payments just get bigger and bigger. And then it gets to a point where they just can't keep up with the payments. And that's where our government is headed. And listen, I want to show you this. This is why I feel like we've passed the point of no return. And it's hopeless. Every year for the past 20 years, the federal government has been overspending. The most recent bar is for fiscal year 2023, and that's a $1.7 trillion deficit. For 2024, this year, it's going to go up to $1.9 trillion. In the past 70 years, the government has had a deficit in 61 of those years. So listen, I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat, here's the problem.
Look at this.
So listen.
Look at this chart real quick. We were actually going backwards. We were before 2000. I think it was like around here, 99, 2000. We were actually trending the opposite direction and going that. We said bump that. Who came into office? Bush. This is Bush right here. But guess what? Obama. This is Obama right here. Guess who this is? This is Trump. This is Trump. Deficit went down. This is still Bush right here. This is 2008. Obama. Because Obama was president for 8 years. Yeah, to 2016. Obama. So Obama, Obama got us back down to about where we were here as far as the deficit. Trump, y'all. I mean, I'm not a Democrat at all, but when it comes to the deficit, it looks like the Democrats are doing a lot better. They do a lot better than the Republicans. Look at what happened to the deficit soon as Trump is leaving office, excuse me. Soon as he leaves office, look at the deficit. Just take a look at that. Hey, your candidate's your candidate. Who you vote for is who you vote for. That's on you. I do not care. But I want you to look. I want you to see. And if you're expecting this is 2023. So this is not even including this year. So it's probably higher than that. We're going to go right back up. We're increasing. I mean, the money, think about it. The money that we're paying back here, we haven't paid this back yet. Be mindful that this is just a deficit of increasing. Okay? We're still at 3 trillion, even though we're down here. We just didn't increase it as much. Okay? So just understand that. That's this number and this number. That's the increase that they're talking about. So keep that in mind, that we're still paying all this money back. This is just the increases. This is all added up. You got to add all of these up. You got to add this into it, add this into it, add this into it.
70 years. The government has had a
It's
deficit.
It's not. Our deficit. We didn't. We didn't increase. It's more like we didn't increase anything. Like it's not that we went down. We paid it off. We didn't pay it off just because the debt's down here. We didn't pay it off. This is just a deficit of the increase of what it increased. So we increased 2.5 trillion. We increased 1.6 trillion. We increased 1.5 trillion. We increased the deficit by that much. All of this is an increase. The only one that's not an increase is this. Which it still could be because it says 0 trillion. It doesn't say $0.
61 of those years.
But basically, yeah, this is the only one that we didn't really increase the deficit.
So listen, I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. Here's the problem. George Bush created a record deficit and he added a record amounts of national debt. Obama comes into office. He outdid Bush. Obama added a record amount of national debt to our country. Trump comes into office. He outdid Obama. Trump created record deficits and added a record amount of national debt. Biden is on track to outdo Trump. The Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget wrote this. Over the past 8 months of the fiscal year.
And that's the thing. We're blaming one. This isn't one person. This is the whole administration. That's what everybody like. I just don't know why we get to do that, and I even do it sometimes where I'm like, oh, we had Trump, we had Bush, just to kind of glide by the conversation. But it's the actual truth is these were people in Congress. We got the Speaker of the House, we have a Secretary of Treasury, we have other people in position in Congress, and yes, the president appoints those people and sometimes can, not appoint those people. So you got to remember that these are not just, they want you to hone in on one person. They want you to hone your focus in on Trump, Obama, Biden. And it's like, nah, y'all not getting off that easily. We know it's all of you. We know all of you, the Pelosi's. We know all of you. The Kennedys, we know all of you. All of you are trying to get in on the bag in the country and leave. And hey, if you want to do that, be honest about that. Just say, hey, I'm here for the money. Come in here and say, hey, I'm looking to spend some money. You might get elected. You probably would get, if you came in here and you said you want to spend money on the country, then we wouldn't care how much you spend. Spend as much as you want to spend on the country. You spend it on everything else. You might get elected if you actually come in with the truth and you come in being real. But now you got Trump and Biden and they're old. They're like, these aren't the candidates that we want. Give us the real spill.
We've spent more on interest payments on the debts than we have on national defense. We are already spending more on interest than we do on all federal spending for children, and we will see interest grow larger than Medicare spending this year. With debt growing out of control, we need leadership now more than ever. This should be domestic.
Exactly what I was already saying. I mean, I feel like me and this guy would be good friends because he knows he's on the same pace I'm on, like the next step. And he's giving it I like how he's presenting it in a very simple fashion that people can understand, because it's not about your party affiliation. It's not about who you're voting for. It's not about the presidency. This is about our country. Like, is it going to be able to sustain over the next 10, 15 years? Like, come on.
I think issue number one in the presidential campaign. It's time for Presidents Biden and Trump to put forward plans to fix our debts. And it's long past time for Congress to act. To me, I'll tell you this. I say that it doesn't matter who the next president is when it comes to this. Chances are that the federal government will overspend more than any other term and that we will add a record amount of new debts regardless. So the CBO is estimating that over the next 10 years, the government will run up another $22 trillion in debt, and our country will owe more than $50 trillion.
Yeah, we saw that.
To me, honestly, I believe that is nonsense. I think that we're going to be much more in debt than that figure. And you know what's crazy? The majority of the Trump tax cuts from 2017 will expire next year in 2025. If those are renewed, which honestly I'm betting a lot of them will be, that means that the deficits will be even larger than what the CBO is predicting, and it would be larger by trillions, and they admit this.
Damn.
Better futures start now with the Ninja Trader
Damn.
But I know that some people are going to say that all of this debt and budgeting does not matter because the Federal Reserve can just print money. The truth is, yes.
Yeah, they can print money, but do y'all really want that to happen? If they print trillions of dollars, the value of your dollar, just listen to my man.
The government, in conjunction with the Federal Reserve, can just print trillions of dollars to keep up with the payments. However,
you want to talk about inflation? Boy, you don't even look. We're like on the tightrope right now when it comes to inflation. We're right where it's like, okay, yeah, if you make 50,000 a year, 60,000 a year, you can survive. Okay, you're okay to survive in this country, you know, just with the bare minimums, maybe an apartment, a car insurance, and, you know, still have money for food and other stuff. Like, you can probably survive off of that. I don't know if I could, because my bills are, but, you know, 50 to 60, I would say 60, you can survive. Do you want to be in a world or in an economy where you have to make almost $400,000 a year just to get by? Because that's what this type of inflation can bring if you actually do the numbers. If you actually do the numbers, and I might be a little exaggerating a bit with 400, but close to 400K a year, because right now a comfortable living is about 150. Okay. And if you print out trillions of dollars and think that you're not going to need more dollars to get less of a, like, it's just common sense. You're going to need more to get less because there's more dollars around. There's more dollars circulating. So guess what? Now the price of gas goes from $3 a gallon probably to about $15, $16 a gallon. At least triples. It at least triples or quadruples. And that's being generous. Before I was being, overboard. I was doing about times 10. I didn't really even want to do times 10 because 60K times 10 is 600K. I could have said 600K a year. But think about it. We print out 22 trillion. If we print out our debt, if we just print out the debt, we will be at zero. We will have no money. We will print out 34 trillion. We will have no money. So that's what they're going to be coming to us for, more money. So we got to print out more money when we have no money. They're going to have to come to us with hey, you're going to have to pay this more, blah, 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 blah. It's going to increase. It's just common sense. I'm just trying to lay it out in layman's term. Hopefully he's going to explain it much better than I can. But yeah, it's going to be bad.
If they do that, that will spike inflation. And let me give you the truth in a nutshell. If there's money printing and inflation, it is not fair. So let's say that they print $10 trillion, okay? Do you really think that the $10 trillion will be evenly distributed?
That's another interesting point too. Will that money even be evenly distributed? It's still, the value of it's still going to be less regardless. But will it be evenly distributed?
Among
Hell no.
all Americans. So do you really think that it's going to be fair like that? And the answer is no. The elite class and connected people will receive the lion's share of the newly printed money. So it's like you get a $1,200 stimulus check and the CEO gets a $100 million PPP or business grant for their company, of which they get paid a $20 million bonus. You know, that's how it works. You and I, we get the crumbs. So let me tell you, inflation creates a wider division between the haves and the have-nots.
Yes,
inflation makes wealth inequality worse. Mm-hmm. And when that wealth inequality gets a tipping point, there will be civil unrest. So the federal government and Federal Reserve cannot just print their way out of the situation and expect no consequences. And
I like how he explained that. Because think about it. When your dollar ain't worth shit, excuse my language, when your dollar ain't worth nothing, there's no point in having a $1 bill. There's no point in having a $20 bill. It's 50s and 100s. That's it. It's just 50s and 100s, and that ain't even worth that much. That's like $1 at this point. A 50 is like $1 here. Like, y'all think this is a game. This is not a game. It's not. That's why we here at Club Mogul, to give you the truth, man. Come on.
Out of the situation and expect no consequences.
And think about it. I know. We're going to get through it. But this is why we're here to even, this is a great video, but we can take it even further. Because you're talking about building generational wealth and everything. If you think dollar bills and cash money is a asset or is actually something like useful, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry you've been misled. I'm sorry you've been misled. We need to be buying assets. We need to be buying property, real estate. When you do that, honestly, this changes for you. It changes so much for you. So, and when we're gonna do a course on real estate, we're gonna do a course on notary, acquiring, assets through, other means as well, life insurance. So this is what we have to do to sustain wealth, to sustain our generation and keep things going. And not saying we don't have to worry about this, but this can be mitigated if we act accordingly. If we just work together. That's really, it really can. This isn't the end. I know it sounds like, oh, this is so bad. And it is bad. It's bad for the country, but they don't pay me. I don't get paid by the government. So if the government goes down and doesn't have any more money, I still have community. I still have people that I can call upon and we can get things going. We still have businesses that we can keep running. We still have things we can keep going, and we don't need money. We can do bartering. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about bartering and trading. There's so much we can do to just still be good. We don't have to go into mayhem and anarchy and all that other stuff. It does not have to happen. No violence needs to occur. We just need to act accordingly, adapt. But yeah, I'm telling you, we're gonna go deep into this. Welcome to Club Mogul. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all for joining.
And another thing is that if they tried to print and inflate their way out of this problem, then the dollar would lose reserve currency status. And that would drive another massive surge of inflation. So I'm telling you that the situation is getting worse. The government got the projection wrong again. And their 10-year projection is going to be completely wrong. I think that a lot of people are realizing the truth and
I'll let them
how this will inevitably conclude. So you and I will have to make preparations to best position ourselves. So please subscribe. Let's plan this out together. I thank you for the support.
Subscribe to his channel. I'm already subscribed. I need to join it, but you know, gotta get my channel up too. So, but I just, you know, had to show that, man, it's, I don't think there's a more urgent time in history of ever than now to change something, to do something, man. Like we don't need to be worried about, you know, concerts and who's being represented where. Like let everybody have their shine. Let the Black Americans have their shine. We let the Mexicans have their shine, definitely. Latinos, we let y'all all have your shine because that's what keeps this country going. Stop trying to take from us. Stop trying to take from you. You're taking from yourselves. We're taking from ourselves when we go at each other. We are the human race. We are here to make things right, make things better, make the next generation better, right? That's the goal, right? We don't want to say, oh, bump my kids, F them kids. That's how you really want to be? And if you're, and that's you, hey, stay over there. Don't intrude on us, what we're doing. Just because we're saying, hey, we want to help each other, we want to be, don't try to tear us down. Don't try to separate us and because you can't have it good. You can't have it like that. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. But yeah, man. It's a crazy world out there. Crazy world out there. But I mean, that's why you're here at the club, because we can just kind of sit back, observe, really come to an actual consensus about things and say, hey, this is how we move forward. This is how we get to that next level. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about, man. But yeah, man, glad you could stick for the topics. We're winding it down, approaching the end here, and just want to re-shout out a couple of the people that I'm very, very close with and businesses that I work with. You know, just want to give you guys the breakdown. My K-Bar, Still Collective, Strictly Ballers. Got a couple tournaments coming up, man. We're going to be showing. Let me see if I can show it. Password changed. My password changed. Okay. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna have to show that a little later then. But yeah. Man, did y'all see the news about LeBron and Bronny on the same team? Lakers picked up Bronny. I'm glad they did that. LeBron I'm never gonna be hating on that man. I don't understand why people hate on him. He's great. He's still in the league this long. Can't hate on that man. Can't do none of that. The league is different. The league is different nowadays. I will say that, but it's still not easy. These are very athletic individuals. It's more skilled. The league is a lot more skilled. It's a lot quicker. It's a lot more aggression involved. It's not as much bumping into each other. And like the 80s and 90s was cool, but it was just, honestly, to me, it wasn't really interesting. Now I can watch it. I can watch a full basketball game. And I didn't want to watch a full basketball game. I really didn't. An entire basketball game, I'm leaving at least a quarter out of there. Like, I gotta go do other stuff. But now you can watch a whole game. Believe I just think that the NBA is way more interesting now than ever before. The WNBA is way more interesting now than ever before. Sports in general is just becoming just a wonderful experience to be a part of. Y'all, I want to get your Top Shot moment. Go ahead and get that. NBA Top Shot. Let's go. Still Collective has it ready for you. Go ahead and just order. You just send an order. You don't got to buy all those packs and do all that. You just go here, shop, get you a collection. Get you a LeBron collection. Chef Curry. And we got many, many more coming. Got pages of them. Sit on the desk, however you want. Support. It's about growth. You know what we're doing here, but like I said, we're gonna finish the part 3 of the receipts. We're gonna finish that. Go ahead and do that. Here, boom. Do that probably Tuesday. So tune in. Finish this beef out. Because this is getting interesting. Kendrick is stirring up so much. And it's like you can't stop the force. There's a YouTuber out there talking about said something about black people being ended in 5 years or something. Just saying some crazy stuff. There's a lot of white supremacist black people. They claim to be black people at least. That say outlandish stuff like that, and it's sad. But Kendrick, man, salute to you, dog. You brought something back. You brought life back. You pumped life back into hip hop. And we got so much coming for you now, y'all. You don't even know. We got so much coming for you. Just wait. All right, man. Appreciate it. This has been Garrzann, Club Mogol, Club Built Mogul. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, follow. You've been here this long. Come on. We just chilling. Kick back. I'm gonna open up the telephone lines in a couple more episodes. Just trying to get in the zone right now. And once I'm in the zone, we can get on here. We can talk it out, duke it out. You throw out your opinions. I throw out mine. Give you the facts I can give. And hey, we can figure this out. We can come to common ground. I think that's what we're going to call this show, Common Ground. I like that. That's it. And just like that, that's how you create masterpiece. That's how you build empires. Just like that. Let's go. Mogol out.